Welcome to this week's episode of Regal's Rundown here with UMC soccer coach Joe Alianiello.
Thanks, Ryan.
How are you doing today, coach?
I'm doing good. Yourself?
Doing well.
Excellent.
Doing well. So you guys have a lot of young players this year. There's a lot of young players also that are trying to fill key roles and key positions. How have they done with that so far, and how are you guys looking to continue to get better in that way?
Yeah, I think they're doing all right. I mean, it takes some time. It's a
Right.
tough physical conference, and you look at some of the better teams
Right.
in our conference, and they're a little older and a little wiser of the way it works. And so, last game we started, a few sophomores and freshmen that were leading our line, and so, towards the end of the game with Sioux Falls, they started creating more chances, which was good to see. And we scored a goal against Southwest, obviously, got a couple more in both games, and so. They're doing good, but obviously they want to do better. We want to score some more goals, and
Absolutely.
Hopefully with what we did this week and keep improving, that they'll get there. But I've been happy so far.
Right. Well, that's awesome. And you speak about young players. You have Athena DeMario Doan, a goalkeeper right now. She's been doing an incredible job. In your eyes, what are some ways that you think she's done great, and then what are some ways that she can continue to develop into the best player that she could possibly be?
Yeah, no, even though Friday's scoreline looks not great against Southwest, she made two really good saves in the first half that kept us in it, and I thought in the second half she did as well as she could on a lot of the attempts that they had, and so in Sioux Falls she played really well too. There's a good through ball that she saved. We didn't catch her right away, but on camera was really good to see. So I've been happy with what she's been bringing with her shot stopping. She has made some good reaction saves. I mean, I'd like to see her have a little less work, to be honest. So it's been hopefully we can clean up that this weekend. But no, everything she freshman, you have your struggles sometimes, and she certainly had those a little bit. But she had a really good spring, and she's kind of carried that over. And we challenged her to have the mindset this year that if you want to compete with the job, and you got to come in and get ready, and she's done that. And in terms of improvement, just like constantly being a leader off the field and on the field right now, and kind of just assuming that role. And so I think she's done good, and I look forward to hopefully keep playing solid.
Right. Yeah. She's definitely proved herself. She's done an incredible job, like you said. So just keeping that up. And
it's a position that requires consistency. And we always tell our goalkeepers and our field players, a field player can score 1 of 1,000 shots and look amazing. Well, if a keeper has that percentage of saves, they're going to be one of those keepers in the world. And so you might have a lot of shots that you see or that you're going to get, and if you're not being consistent with it, it doesn't matter if it's a great save. It's the other 90% of stuff that's all at you a lot of times that we need to be cleaned up. And so she's done a lot there with that this year, and it's been good to see her consistency so far. And like I said, hopefully it continues.
Right. And looking on the other side of the ball, you guys are halfway through your season, and you've already scored as many goals this year as you have for the whole season last year. What has been the key to developing this offense into such a high-intensity offense that it's been this year, and how are you looking to continue that moving forward to finish out the year?
Well, I mean, it was a pretty low bar to beat last year, to be honest.
Right.
And but I mean, the funny thing is when you look at we don't generate a ton of shots, but we generate quality chances.
Right.
And so I bet you we have we probably have the highest shot on goal percentage in the conference.
Right.
So we don't take unnecessary shots. I think in this conference you see a lot of teams crank from 40 or 30 yards out, and they're happy they're generating shots. A lot of them are quality chances. And so we definitely need to take more shots. I mean, there's no doubt about that. I mean, Maggie Hodgins, people are starting to kind of focus in on her. Okay. So that's freeing up a couple other kids, and and so as we get the ball forward, just our decision making is getting a little better per week. It needs to be faster still and just more decisive. Like if you're going to do something, we tell the kids to do it. Like our attackers have a lot of freedom in the final third, and so we've been really trying to preach that. I think they overthink it sometimes, but I think we should be able to double up. Hopefully, what we did last year, even this year, still to break double digits here soon, and then keep going, and that's going to make us competitive because we've always been a team that wants to win, and we're comfortable with winning 1-0. But hopefully, with some of the players we have going forward this weekend, we can generate a few more opportunities. I mean, they're two good teams, but we'll see. Right,
and a lot of that comes with time too. You mentioned we're a young team,
right?
So we just need experience and time.
I mean, if you look at success stories here, the first one that comes to mind is another kid that wore number 9 was Courtney Armborst, and she scored 2 goals, I think, 3 goals in her first 2 years. In her last 2 years, she scored 21. And so,
big improvement.
Well, she missed a lot of sophomore year with her injury, but that second in the spring, we were able to gear more of our spring towards her and what her strengths were, and she stayed. And that's the key here. We won in 14 and 15 because our line was being led by people that were used to the way we want to do things, and were, sophomores, juniors, and seniors, and not all freshmen, sophomores.
Right.
So when we're starting 700 in a game right now, that's a challenge. It just you make some mistakes, and so I think if kids look at someone like Courtney and a few others, Delaney McIntyre and a couple other kids like that who had stayed and had success, there is a blueprint there. It just takes time.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys get more opportunities this weekend. You go in and play University of Mary and Minot State. So you give me the rundown of what you know about these teams and what it's going to take from you guys to be able to have some success.
Well, they both play a similar formation, and so there's different twists on how they both will approach it, but it's similar in terms of how they're going to line up positionally on the field. Both very physical teams. It's going to be a tough weekend with weather. Doesn't look like it's going to cooperate that well. Both games are on turf, so that will speed the game up a little bit for us.
Okay.
And so Mary and Minot this was our worst weekend last year, so I think we're going to be, we're going to be up for it in terms of trying to kind of erase some of the deficits from last year. They're good teams. They're well coached. Sarah and Jason are. They know the game well, and will have their team prepped, and they're both in the playoff races right now to get back in. And so I think that it's going to be two physical games. We've always typically, except for last year, played Minot really tough. Mary, we've been back and forth in years, wins and ties, and a couple losses. So it should be a good challenge. I hope that we're ready to go. I think we will be. We had even with yesterday's weather, we had a good day of practice, and we'll get back out before we leave today and see what happens.
Right, absolutely. And you mentioned playing on artificial turf. Now you guys are used to playing on natural grass at home. Does that make a big difference for soccer players? What's the transition there?
It does, just in terms of the way the ball rolls on the turf. It's obviously faster. And sometimes you're relying a lot on through balls. We're going to carry over the turf. In years past with those two places, if you usually have a half where the wind's in your face the entire 45, and then the wind at your back for 45. Thankfully, the wind doesn't look too bad this weekend. So it bounces bigger, it plays faster. Our grass obviously plays a little slower here, and so that's why we'll get out there and do a walkthrough Friday before the game, just to get used to it again. And Friday's game gets you ready for Sunday's game, and so half the conference is turf, so we're used to it by now.
Okay. Yes, it's a little bit of adjustment, but obviously something that you guys can do well with. So definitely not an issue. Last question for you, Coach, and unrelated to soccer. A lot of people don't know you're expecting a baby boy in January. First of all, congratulations on that. I bet you're extremely excited.
We're really excited. It's I keep hearing my world's going to change, and it's already changed, and so between putting furniture together and buying a lot of stuff, we've already been doing all that, and so now it's just kind of just a waiting game.
Lots of adjusting and getting used to it. And, what has been the funniest, or if you have multiple, the funniest names that you've received as suggestions from other people since you found out it was going to be a boy?
Some not appropriate for camera, probably. Others, there haven't been too many funny ones. I've been trying to push Jess to some more of like Italians. Like I really like Luca and Christian, but once she found out they're both my favorite strikers in Italy, they both kind of got shot down. So
she wasn't having it.
No, it wasn't having it. She makes a lot of decisions in the family. So I think it's just going to come down to some more traditional ones. We won't reveal them yet because she's keeping those in the safe. We have a list. We started with two lists, one for boys and one for girls, and when we found the gender, we both started our own boy list, and then, needless to say, most of the list has incorporated more of her names than mine. So, but that's okay. We have an agreement on 3 or 4. Now it's just going to kind of see what sticks.
So, if you had a girl, had you had a name picked out for that?
We did. We liked Bethany a lot, and one other one. The tricky thing with girls is I've coached women since 2005, and so there's certain names I'm like I don't want to because I've coached this too many times or whatever, and so we were struggling with that a little bit. So I think a boy was a blessing, at least in terms of names. We don't have to worry about not too many rundowns there of people we've encountered over the years.
Simplify that a little bit for
Hopefully,
you. Well, that's good. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Well, there you have it, folks. Make sure you turn into the UMC soccer team as they goal into their game this weekend. University of Mary and Minot State. Wings up and go Golden Eagles.